guys, welcome to Lisa Loves. That was a bit manic, wasn't it? Right, I decided when I did my top 10 Stephen King movies, prompted by Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies and The Bill Show, who did the Stephen King tag, which was awesome, that everyone did, and then a lot of people followed on from that by doing their top 10 favourite Stephen King movies, and it was great. It was really nice to see everyone's choices. What I decided to do is top 10s of all different things, and I'll upload them randomly, and it'd be cool if anyone else fancies doing them. It would be really interesting to see your answers. This isn't a tag or anything, I'm not going to tag anyone. I'm just going to have like a top 10 section of my front page. And I've decided to do two today. I will do them in different videos, and they're going to be top 10 male-fronted bands and female-fronted bands. So, first of all, we'll kick off with the male-fronted bands. I am going to be the first to admit I may leave people out of here because I never think of absolutely everything. And someone will say, but you left this band out. I'll be like, oh God, how could I have left that band out? But anyway, so, coming in at number 10. I've done something a bit different with number 10. I realised I had a severe lack of like the gothic industrial edge of things, and that is something I also really enjoy, but not enough to make all like entries into the top 10. So as number 10, I have given that to 3 bands. I've only done this the once, and that's Nine Inch Nails, Type O Negative and Marilyn Manson. I know Marilyn Manson's an individual, but he has a band. I love that whole sort of industrial gothic sound. Nine Inch Nails will always be my favourite band to dance to. The song Closer by Nine Inch Nails is just so many happy memories of dancing to that in rock clubs when I was younger. Love it. Marilyn Manson, I've always really liked him. I've seen him live once. It was a bit disappointing, I'll admit, as was Nine Inch Nails, to be fair. It may have been because I was in the stand seated for both of those concerts, so that may have had something to do with it. I was never lucky enough to see Type O Negative. Obviously Pete Steele's no longer with us. Probably the most beautiful man that ever walked this earth. Just stunningly handsome man. So yeah, that's number 10. Number 9 I've given to Whitesnake. I am a big fan of Whitesnake, have been for many, many years. David Coverdale's voice is just like chocolate. It's beautiful. I prefer the older bluesier Whitesnake stuff, but sort of like the main, what do you call it, the stuff that made them really popular, like In the Still of the Night's one of my favourite Whitesnake songs. That sort of era of, I think the album was called Judgment Day, but you know, all those like really cheesy songs like Slide It In, I apologise, Slow and Easy, again, just such fun to dance to. I've seen Whitesnake a few times live, and every time they have not disappointed. They are awesome. Number 8 I've given to someone that isn't really in the rock genre. I do like other music besides rock, but for this I have mainly gone for rock bands, apart from this one band, who are the Eagles. My parents were both always massive fans of the Eagles, so I grew up hearing a lot of them, and I absolutely adore them. Hotel California is one of my all-time favourite songs, also Desperado, but I could list like Take It Easy, just so many awesome songs. And the Eagles is actually the band that I learnt to play guitar to, because their songs are that bit softer, that bit country rock. They're easy to play, so really you just need to learn the chords and how to strum, and away you go. So yeah, the Eagles at number 8. Number 7 I've given to AC/DC. This is one, I've always liked AC/DC. A lot of people always are very, you know, obviously the original singer wasn't actually Bon Scott. They had a singer before Bon Scott, and Bon Scott was with them for a short period of time before he, like, really sadly passed away, and he was an awesome frontman, fantastic, can't fault the guy. But Brian Johnson, everyone thought, Bon Scott can't be replaced. Why would you even try to replace him? He's just amazing, he's fantastic. But Brian Johnson's voice is such a good fit for the band, and it's not that far removed from Bon Scott's, to be fair. And I think with bands like, say, the Rolling Stones or Queen or Led Zeppelin that have had the same frontman for 40 years, it's very different to a band like AC/DC who had that frontman for not very long, to be fair. Brian Johnson was with AC/DC for many, many, many more years than Bon Scott was. So I love all of the AC/DC stuff, but I think my favourites tend to be from the Brian Johnson era. That probably won't be a popular opinion, but there you go. I've seen them live as well. Absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, I had tonsillitis on the evening I saw them and felt like hell, but it was still a really, really good show. So, AC/DC. Number 6, I have given to Kiss. I would first of all say that I think these guys are mostly egotistical, they're not my type of people generally. Maybe I'm wrong, but everything in the press I've read and ways they've treated fans and just the egos, I don't know. Maybe they're not as bad as people make out. Oh, I've just realised there's a right glare coming in that window, isn't there? Kiss. I love Kiss. I love Kiss in their makeup era. I love Kiss in their without makeup era. I love films, cheesy films that they've been in. The film Detroit Rock City, based on the lads trying to get in to see Kiss. Love them. I love the various different forms. There have obviously been lineup changes. One of my all-time favourite albums and musical concerts was the Kiss Unplugged that they did with their newer members. Was Eric... What's the drummer? Not Eric Carr was the one that... Eric something. There was another Eric. Anyway, I've forgotten. Apologies. It's not like me to forget something, is it? And in that one, we get the old members that have since left the band coming back onto stage with the newer members to play. And it's got some tracks that they play acoustic that I love, that I actually like more acoustic than electric, like 1000 Man. I love that song. I'm trying to think. Ace Frehley comes in on that one. Just awesome. Really like Kiss. They've just got such... Some of their stuff is a lot heavier. You've got some really cheesy hair metal stuff. You've got some really disco-y, dancey stuff like I Was Made for Loving You. Made for Loving You. Lick It Up. Just awesome. Really like Kiss. Number 5. I'm thinking I should put them higher. Yeah, I'll put them higher. Number 5, I'm going to give to Tesla. Tesla are a band that a lot of people that aren't into rock don't know of, which is such a shame as they're such a good band. I've seen Tesla a couple of times. Once the singer was ill, the other time he was just so on par. I saw them in London the first time, and they do an album and a DVD called 5 Man Acoustical Jam. If you like your acoustic rock, check it out. It's called 5 Man Acoustical Jam by Tesla, and it is awesome. They're just a really fun band. They invest themselves in their fans. They give it their all. They're really energetic. They do some of the most beautiful rock ballads. They did a cover of Thank You by Led Zeppelin, which is just absolutely stunningly beautiful. What's the other one? They also do a song called What You Give, which is probably my favourite rock ballad ever. So yeah, Tesla. Number... where am I? 4, I'm going to give to Aerosmith. I'm in love with Steven Tyler. It has to be said. I have never seen Aerosmith. I have loved Aerosmith since I was a really young child. I had a ticket to see them in Dublin last year, and they rescheduled my son Isaac's sports day 3 times, and I said in advance, I don't go very many places because I'm not physically that well to go a lot of places, so I maybe go somewhere once every couple of months at most. And I said to my husband, I will guarantee you they will move this damn sports day to that date. And this was like months in advance. And what happened? They moved the sports day 3 times, and it ended up on the same day that I was supposed to go to Dublin to see Aerosmith. Now Dublin is to get there about 3 hours away. So I had the choice, do I fulfill a lifelong ambition of going to see Aerosmith and Steven Tyler on their farewell tour, or do I go to my son's sports day? I chose my son's sports day, in the vain hope that they will do what a lot of bands do and it won't be their farewell tour. Let's see. But I've yet to see Aerosmith, and it pains me, absolutely pains me. Again, They did an Unplugged for MTV, which was amazing. One of my favourite Aerosmith songs is Dream On, and the performance, Steven Tyler's voice, those notes that he can hit. Honestly, how he hits those notes is anyone's guess, and he's one of the sexiest men in rock, and still is, and I think he's 70, and the man looks good. Not that that's got anything to do with it, but I thought I'd add that anyway. Number 3, I have given to Rainbow. My favourite male vocalist of all time, if you take out Freddie Mercury, because he's no longer with us, is Joe Lynn Turner. I adore Joe Lynn Turner's voice. I think it's just perfect. He's just got the range, he's got the power, and he sang a song called The Power that I can't get out of my head now. But the song Street of Dreams, Stone Cold, absolutely adore. The one that people seem to always remember is I Surrender, which really isn't one of the better songs. But I really liked Rainbow in the Joe Lynn Turner era, and they have had other vocalists, but I'm going with the Joe Lynn Turner era. I have been lucky enough to see Joe Lynn Turner do an acoustic set in Belfast a few years ago, and it was everything that I hoped it would be. It was fantastic, and he was such a nice, humble, decent, lovely, lovely man. So yeah, that's Rainbow. So I've got 2 spots left, and I am sure that everyone that knows me knows who those top 2 spots go to. I can put them in order. I'll have to say that my current favourite band, Backyard Babies, will come in at number 2. Backyard Babies is a band that they're just a band that clicked with me, and I don't know why. It wouldn't have been the type of music that I would generally listen to. I do listen to lots of different forms of rock. You'll find there that most bands that I've listed are classic rock, or like I love loads of stuff like Cinderella, like Poison, like Metallica, like, you know, there's just loads of bands I really like Judas Priest. I don't like black metal, and I'm not that big a fan of thrash metal, but Backyard Babies are like a sleaze punk band. But there was just something at that time when I first heard them that clicked with me. And after Freddie, this is the number 1, so I'll talk about the 2 at once. Number 1 is obviously Queen. When Freddie died, I was 14. And I never ever thought I'd ever have a favourite band ever again. I was never lucky enough to see Queen. Clearly I was too young. My first concert was when I was 18, and my parents bought me tickets to see Brian May's solo Back to the Light tour. But I never saw Freddie, and that's always going to be a big lifetime regret. But after losing Freddie and Queen no longer being Queen, as far as I'm concerned, they can tour to the death with Adam Lambert. It's not Queen in my eyes. It never will be Queen. I never thought I'd find that elusive favourite band until Backyard Babies came along, and I love them. I will travel as far as money will allow me to see them. They are awesome. They couldn't be any further apart and different from Queen. Then they're just totally different, but I love them. And obviously number 1, Queen. There is not one person in this world that can tell me that there is not a Queen track they don't like or they like. There's something for everyone. If you go back to the beginning, they're very heavy, they're very thrashy, they're very... It's just awesome. Like the first 2 albums, Queen and Queen 2. Then you've got like really orchestral pieces. Everyone obviously knows Bohemian Rhapsody, but pieces like Prophet's Song with multi-layers, with just so much going on. Then you've got the era of poppy stuff like Radio Gaga and The Kind of Magic, and what's that one where he's pushing the vacuum cleaner? I Want to Break Free. And then you've got all the newer stuff. There's just so many. There's so many different descriptions of tracks that he does. There's something for everyone, and no guy's voice has ever got close to Freddie's for me, and they will always be my favourite band. So yeah, that lists 8 minutes. That's not too bad. 8 minutes for me isn't too bad. With my top 10 male-fronted bands, I will leave it there, and hopefully to get my top 10 female-fronted bands done tonight if I get the time. So thank you for listening. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts, or anyone else fancies doing the video. I'd be really interested to watch your choices. Just wanted to do something a little different for a change, and with that I will leave you there. And it's over and out from Lisa Loves. Bye.